My next guest is going to be making his debut for LFA coming up here this Friday. It's going to be LFA 96. He's going to be in the co-main event, and he's got a new opponent. He's going to be taking on Zach Juusola. It is the genius, Anthony Romero, back here on the program. Anthony, how's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing awesome. Good to see you fight. Good to see you get this opportunity. Shout out to Matt Dodge and Dodge Sports. I know we've been getting a lot of your clients fights in the States because there's not much going on in Canada. But tell me how this all came together with you fighting for LFA.
So I wanted to have one more fight this year. 3 is kind of like it's a good year to have 3 fights in a year. If I can have more, it'd be awesome. But especially now, this rough time, it's hard to get fights. There's not very many promotions. So I see a lot of great things with LFA, and I know they have a great relationship with my manager. They had one of my teammates,
Aaron Jeffrey,
Tisha, and all those guys. So it's been great, and I see a lot of great things. So I want to be a part of it, and I'm excited to fight for them. So.
And on UFC Fight Pass, I mean, that's a huge bonus. I mean, the boss can literally log in and check out your fight, right? So that'll be cool. So it's almost like Dana's going to be watching your fight again, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, hope he be a little bit more impressed this time.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll talk about that Contender Series thing in a second here. But you were supposed to take on Alex Trinidad, who's 5-2. Now you're taking on Juusola, who's a bit of a vet. I think people forget Juusola actually fought Tristan Connolly. I want to say in 2019, I think, or maybe the year before. I can't remember. I'm getting my dates mixed up here. But So Alex Trinidad to Juusola, much of a switch up in terms of training camp.
Just difference in height. A little bit of different style, but both are southpaw. My new opponent's 6'1", and my older opponent was 5'8", so a little bit difference in height. And then my other opponent was more of a wrestler, where this guy he's well-rounded, so a little bit of a switch up. But my whole camp is dedicated to myself and just getting better every day. And if there is a switch up, like exactly what happened, then I'm ready either way. So.
And it seems like you got some notice from this. Actually, it was your brother who I think I saw was the one who announced that you had the new opponent. By the way, shout out to Simon. He's doing a great job with his interviews. Is it Behind the Grind he works for or something? That's his company?
He's a sneaky kid. I had no idea either. And he has his people, and he found out. And he knew before I even knew.
Did he? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
And he called me to make sure. And I'm like, well, I have no idea what you're talking about. So I said, make sure you know what you're saying before you put it out in the world, right? And
did you get mad at him?
No, I was a little bit disappointed because I was worried that I wasn't going to fight, and I wasn't really sure about what was going on, but it ended up being true, and it was pretty cool to get that heads up ahead of time.
Yeah, that's cool. He's a true insider. I mean, that's what you do. You got to get the story before everyone else. So there you go.
Yes.
I thought that was cool. We talked about Contender Series there, and we talked after that fight, and I think, what they handed out 37 contracts this year. I think if you look back on this past season, that your fight is the one where people are like, why didn't they give you a contract? I just want to know what the feedback has been like from the community, because it's been pretty overwhelming. A lot of people have supported you and said, Dana made a mistake. Oh, yeah, for sure. Everyone's been super supportive, and I still feel like I have a chip on my shoulder. I have a lot to prove. I know I'm so young, but I have a lot to give to this sport, and it just gives me more time to develop and get better for that big stage. And I want to make sure that when I get there that I'm truly ready and I've been tested. So this is just another fight on my resume, and the goal is to win and impressively, and get a finish would be a bonus. But I'm not really going to look to switch up my style or anything like that. I'm just going to be myself and look to great performance again. I don't know if you saw actually on Instagram yesterday, TJ Laramie was asked, who are the next Canadians to get in the UFC, and he mentioned you. Did you see that? I did. That was super cool. He actually came to train for a week, which is pretty cool. Did he really? When was this? It was a couple of weeks ago. I don't know the date exactly. Oh, no worries. I wasn't asking that. I was just saying, I figured it. Yeah, you said recently. That's good enough for me. So, yeah. But, yeah, he came out to train, and, it was awesome having a top training partner like that come down and get some good looks. So, yeah, it was awesome. Do you guys plan to train together in the future? Because, I mean, if you think about it, you guys are kind of the future of Canadian MMA, I think, if you're looking at both of you, right? Oh, yeah, for sure. I'd love to. We trained even before this time. He was getting ready for a TKO fight, so we did a couple of rounds then. So, I'm open to going down and train with him or him coming back down to train with me. It would be awesome. Good stuff. So Zach Juusola, what do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him?
Like you mentioned it earlier, he's a veteran. He's had a lot of fights. This opponent has the most amount of fights than any other opponent that I've had. So he has really good experience against tough competition too. Like you mentioned, Tristan Connolly is in the UFC, and he's a great competitor as well. So he's gone against tough guys, and I'm expecting a tough fight as well. And just him throwing the kitchen sink at me. I know he has a lot to gain from this fight, from me coming off the Contender Series and all that. And I pretty much have everything to lose. But I'm motivated. Like I said, I have a chip on my shoulder, so I'm not taking this guy lightly. I have a lot to prove, and I'm excited for the next step.
Training camp, how's that been going? I think last time we talked, like before Contender Series, I know things were a little bit limited. I know I've been trying to keep tabs on Ontario. Is it still, like, are you still able to go to the gym, or how's training going?
Just small group still. So I have my people, like Zach Powell has been a great training partner. Jared Dumont, like I said, I train with TJ Laramie, Aaron Jeffrey, you know, the whole crew. Mm-hmm. So I'm training with all those guys, and yeah, it's been awesome. Everyone's been super motivated, and especially at this hard time, as I mentioned, and we're all just trying to get to the top as soon as possible.
How's the weight cut going? I know you're always kind of on top of that, but I got to ask anyways because the fight's in a couple days.
Yeah, it's nice because I have a short notice opponent. It's a catchweight fight. So
is it really? So 140 then? Or sorry, not 141. 150. No, what? 160. Sorry, I'm losing my mind.
160. Got it there. Yeah.
Yeah. Third time's a charm.
And yeah, it's nice. Like I can still make 155. Like if they switch it up on me right now, I'll still make 155 easy. Mm-hmm. But other than that, 160 is pretty nice for me. I still get to eat, and yeah, it'll be pretty easy.
Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
Well, because of the COVID rules, I'm only allowed to bring one, so I'm going to bring Lyndon with me.
Oh, Whitlock, nice.
Yeah. So it'll be nice, a little fun trip, just us two, and yeah.
Good person to have in your corner. How's the fight playing out at LFA 96? How do you see it unfolding?
I'd love a finish. I can see a finish happening, but if I have to take it to deep waters and go 15 minutes, I'm willing to prove that I can do that again. But like I said, I want to prove that I can finish fights, and I finished fights before, but I'm not looking to force it, because I feel like when you force things, then it just it's a train wreck. So I'm looking for my opportunities. If it's there, I'll take it, and if it's not, then I'm going to win either way. So.
Well, you're in a good spot, I think, because, again, you look at your record, I think most would agree, you're probably one of the best, if not the best prospect that's not in the UFC right now. If you look at your record and what you've been able to do, I think the implications of this are huge. Like a win, especially a finish, could get the UFC contract. Otherwise, I mean, has LFA talked to you about, if you go out there and win, maybe fighting for a title like they've kind of been suggesting with Aaron with his last win?
Oh, I'd love that. I was kind of talking about that a little bit earlier with my brother, and I was just saying that if I don't get the UFC, that I'd like to call out whoever wins the title, because I think it's still vacated.
I don't even know. I used to interview all the LFA fighters all the time, and I have no idea who their lightweight champion was. I remember, like, back in the day, it was like, who was it? I'm trying to remember. I think like Robert Watley was their welterweight or their lightweight champion. I was trying to remember, but I don't even know now. I'd have to go look it up.
Well, yeah, I think there was two guys who were supposed to fight, and then someone tested positive for COVID or something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to run that back again, or if they're going to look for new guys to fight for the title. So either way, I would like a title fight would be awesome, and if not, then right to the UFC.
Like LFA is kind of like the feeder league to the UFC, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, if you look on UFC cards, how many LFA alums are on there? There's usually a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure. I see a lot of LFA guys going to the Contender Series, and LFA guys going to the UFC. So I know it's a great opportunity. It's also great exposure as well. So they're a great company, and all my teammates have mentioned great things about them, and they're very professional. So like I said, I'm very excited to compete on that type of stage. And if it gets me where I want, which is the UFC, then perfect. And if not, then I'm willing to keep competing for them.
Anthony, always appreciate the time, man. Looking forward to this fight. It's coming up here on UFC Fight Pass. It is LFA 96. Anyone you want to thank? Any sponsors? Any social media? I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, just everyone who's been supporting me. I really appreciate it. Thank you for this interview. It's always great to talk to you, and my manager, my team, Parabellum and Niagara Top Team. Just thank you guys, and yeah, just tune in on Friday, and we'll get another W.